Hey guys, it's Carolee. I just want to share an extra little mini episode with you every single week because I want you to know that it's possible to do this thing called living your best life and doing the thing that lights you up while being a busy mom. And I want to give you a little bit of a background, behind the scenes look at what's going on in my actual life and how I am doing this, how I'm doing the things that light me up and being a mom at the same time. So I'm going to tell you about what's going on in my life and the lessons that I'm learning. Take a listen. You're going to have to let me know if this is just me or if you can relate to this at all. But I am a very task-oriented kind of person. I'm very goal-oriented, and I really thrive when I have a project that I'm working on, and it gets me really excited that I have this thing, this end goal that I'm working towards, and I get really into it. And it always works best when that thing I'm working on is like a few days long, right? When it's kind of a shorter project. When it's something really big and long, like my album took me like a year and a half, 2 years to make. Like that was too long of a project. And by the time it was finally done, the momentum was sort of not nearly as strong as it was at the beginning. And then it also had all these mini like completions in it. Like I'd finish an individual song and it'd be like, yay, but then I couldn't release it yet, and then I'd have to wait, and then that was kind of a buzzkill as well. So anyways, I really, really thrive on having something to look forward to, especially something I get to work towards. Super fun, right? Especially if it's like a shorter kind of turnaround. So this episode's all about the importance of having something like fun and exciting, especially like something that you get to work towards like in the nearish future, and how that can really motivate us. So if you are a person like me who really thrives on that future kind of excitement, it's not so much about the like finishing the goal as it is the excitement in the lead up to it. Right? And yeah, it's really fun when it happens, but then you're sort of like, what's next? Right? There's an excitement factor of like, okay, what's my next project? What's my next goal to work towards? So at this exact moment in time, the thing I'm really, really looking forward to is I get to go to a podcasting summit in LA, and it's this coming week, and guys, I'm so excited. I get to meet so many amazing people that I've been talking to for over a year, so many amazing friends, people I look up to. I'm over the moon excited. This is only the second time that I'm like leaving my kids and going away from them. The first time was last fall. I got to go to a retreat, and that was the first time I'd left my kids in like 13 years. So it's a big deal for me to get to go somewhere by myself and just go have some me time, some fun. And I'm thankful for my husband, who's taking over all the household stuff, trying to get a bunch of projects done at home while I'm away. But there's something in the energy of looking forward to something like this, that it's like, even when things happen, it helps you put it all into perspective. Like I said it in my episode that came out on Wednesday, we had this thing happen with our car where so this episode will come out Friday. Tuesday morning, it was dropping the kids off at school, and I rolled the window down a little bit, and then when I went to roll it back up, something snapped in the window, like the pulley system or whatever, like the motor. It snapped, it broke, and the whole window came crashing down and shattered inside the door. Now, thankfully, it's going to be covered, it looks like, by our warranty. We're just going like most of a week with the whole window rolled down, and we're trying to act like, yeah, we're doing this on purpose, driving down the freeway with the window rolled down, not being able to hear each other talk. it's totally great, but it'll be fixed when I get back, and that will be marvelous. But it's amazing how having something so fun to look forward to puts everything else in perspective. Even all the preparation work that I'm doing to get ready for this trip, because this trip is going to land on a Monday and a Tuesday, and then I'll fly home on Wednesday. And what that means, those are my podcasting days. Like I produce a podcast that comes out on a Monday, and then Podcast Like a Mother comes out Tuesday, and then my main episode of Seeking Sunshine comes out on Wednesday. So those are usually the days that I'm doing my podcast. So in order to prepare for this trip, I'm getting those things done early. And I'm also, trying to get the laundry done and the dishes done and get some meals prepped and whatever I can to help things at home run a little more smoothly, because as much as my husband is like, I got this, I happen to know that home can be a little chaotic sometimes. So I'm just wanting to note that there's a beauty in our perspective when we have our eyes set on a goal and we are very clearly envisioning the amazing thing that we're looking forward to, that almost everything else seems to fade away. The difficulty, the hardness of the rest of life fades away. So sort of like somebody running a marathon and they have their eye so firmly set on that goal line of running over the finish line, that the pain in their legs and the sweat and the heat and the chafing and whatever else they have going on. Can you tell I'm not a runner? Maybe not. I don't know. All the other pain of it, they don't notice it as much because they are so focused on the finish line. And I think that this is a pattern that we do over and over and over again. I don't know. This is true for me. Maybe it's not true for you and you don't relate to this at all. But this is what I do in my life, is I constantly have a new exciting thing, and maybe sometimes I have it built up in my mind and it's not actually all that exciting, but we get to choose our perspective. We get to choose how exciting we make something. And I'm super excited for this trip, but then when I get home from the trip, I'm going to find something else exciting to do or to create, another goal in my life to make happen, so that I can have something else to look forward to, even if I'm creating it myself. And, I am going to sit here and tell you I genuinely don't know if this is a healthy tool or not. And maybe this contributes to me not resting as much as I should. But this is a thing that I do that really helps me to have something to look forward to, even when I'm making it up. Where I'm like, okay, I put this self-inflicted deadline on myself of I'm going to write this song this week because I want to. One of the things that I'm not working on it right now because I've been working on getting everything ready for this trip, but I'm also, one of the other goals I'm working on is I'm trying to not record any podcast episodes over the summer, because over the summer my kids will be out of school and they will be loud. So I've been trying to bank all my summer episodes for the next few months, which has left me very busy. But regardless, so that's been another project that I've been working on. But I have, in the future castingness of my brain, this idea that I think I will plant in my brain over the summer and maybe work towards, where I want to create a keynote, a curriculum of sorts of helping people overcome perfectionism. And I want to be able to present it in multiple different ways. I want to be able to present it to schools. And so I'll have a different way of presenting it for elementary schools, and then I'll have a different way of presenting it for junior highs and high schools, and then maybe a different way even of presenting it to colleges, and then yet another different way of tweaking that same content for businesses and corporations. Now, it'll be the same core content, and I'll write some songs to go along with it, but it'd be about an hour's worth of content with some key points and then some stories and some music to go along with it. And that's been something I've been really excited about, but not something I've been able to work on right now. So I'm, in this whole mindset of like what could potentially be something I could work on over the summer. It could be that. Now, please keep in mind, yes, you look at me and it's very obvious. I'm enthusiastic. I'm a go-getter. I seem to have all this energy, and when it comes to these passion projects, it's very clear. Like I'm there, but like I'm a goal-oriented overachiever. But there is so much to be said for resting, and to learn how to rest even in the midst of the big project. Like that is really essential, and honestly, it's something I'm obviously working on getting better at. I will tell you, since I'm being the example here, I do stop and meditate twice a day, like every morning and every afternoon before my kids get home. Like that's a priority to clear my mind, to help me have the energy and stamina to do the rest of the things. Like I'm planning over the summer to try to be really mindful and spend more time in nature with my kids, and to have a very low-tech summer, all while like I know that if I don't have a project, I start to like dwindle. Like I start to get depressed. It kind of kills me on the inside if I don't have something I'm working towards. So I guess the whole point here is like really know yourself. Know when you need to rest, and know when you need a project, and know when you can have a project and set that project down and rest and come back to it tomorrow. It's knowing yourself is like your life's work. It's like the most important thing that you can even do. That's really where it's at. Know yourself and find something to look forward to, especially if maybe this is not the case for you, because I don't know, a lot of people that I know who listen to this show do not have kids getting out of school for the summer. But for me, when my kids get out of the school for the summer, I tend to find myself struggling within the first month. I tend to find myself getting more and more depressed as I'm overstimulated and overwhelmed, and I don't get a break at all. And it really wears on me. So especially over the first month, as my body starts to get used to having my kids around all the time again, it takes a toll on my mental health that I've started to see that pattern every year, which is why I'm sitting here telling you about all the things that I'm looking at my summer, looking at my schedule, going, okay, here's the things I need to do in advance in order to, try to keep that from happening. I'm going on this big fun thing literally the week that they get out of school. It's like the first 3 days of their last week of school. I'm going to be in a different state, having the time of my life. And I'm really hoping that magical adventure is going to hedge some of the difficulty of summer break. I also have, a lot of my podcasting work, like that's going to be all settled. I've also got this project that sounds like really fun and exciting and stimulating, but it's something I can do while they're around, because it doesn't involve silence or recording. It involves just kind of thinking things through, Again, know yourself, learn yourself. It's the most important work of your life.